Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share all my tips and tricks on organizing your fabric. So here is my fabric stash. As you can see, I have most of my fabric stored on these IKEA shelving, and I will link everything below. This is the 5x5 calyx unit, and then my yardage is on a 2x4 calyx unit, and they work really well. I can fit a lot of fabric on them. So on my top row here, I have some fat quarter bundles. I just didn't buy enough bins, but these ones are super cute, so I just keep them up here, and I've got my little fat 1/8 bundles on top. So this is kind of just what they look like in my shelf. Super cute. And then on the other shelves, I did do the bins, and these are rolled up layer cakes. So if I pull this bin out, you can kind of see all my layer cakes. Not all of them are rolled up. I have a few over there on the side that aren't, but they're really super easy to get into, and they fit in that bin nicely. The rest, I've just got all my collections sorted nicely into these little bins. Now on this bottom row down here, I have these wire baskets, and these wire baskets came from IKEA, and they fit perfectly on the shelf. So it kind of gave me 2 layers to put my bins on. Now I could stack those bins on top of each other, but I feel like that would look kind of messy, so I haven't done that. But I do like having an extra layer of shelving right here. I just think it makes it a little bit more useful space, and I just have that all the way across my bottom row. And if you're curious about these black baskets on the very bottom, that's where I keep all of my spinning fiber. I kind of have to keep them in those baskets, otherwise Jax gets into them. He really can't resist the fiber. And then in this one over here, and this one is super full, I actually have all of my batting scraps. So anytime I need some batting or some fusible foam or interfacing or anything, that's where I go. And then up here on the top row, I've got some of my jelly rolls, and then I have these cute little jars, and I got the idea off Fat Quarter Shop off of one of Kimberly's videos, so it's really cute. I've got some thread in one of them. These ones here on the end are some Christmas ones that I need to really go through because I think those are probably too small to really use. I've got some of my fun twine in that second one. I've got my fig tree scraps in that one and my Tilda scraps in that one. And Clara is up here on the edge. So here's what my bins typically look like, and I wanted to show you both because some of them I have some of my pre-cuts in, some of them I've got my actual like bundled up bundles in, and I really hate to take these bundles apart before I use them because they're so pretty just like they are, and it's also kind of nice and convenient to have them just all together like that. And these baskets from Target are like the perfect size to fit fat quarters in. Now this bundle is kind of a handmade bundle, and I just used one of my motor ribbons to tie it together. So I just have all my little fat quarters folded together. Some are a little more. I think this is a 1/2 yard right here. And then some other ones I have that are just kind of on their own, can also fit in the side here. And then I do have, this is all Sweetwater, so I do have a little 5-inch charm that I've stuck down the side there because that way all my Sweetwater fabrics together. These are not all the same lines, but they do all coordinate really well, so they're gonna go in the same bucket. For this bucket, this is kind of my rainbow bucket. This is a mix of all different fabrics from all different designers. And then if I see anything while I'm out shopping that's really cute, if it's something that I don't know what I'm gonna do with, sometimes I'll just grab a fat quarter or a 1/2 yard even, just so that I have enough to do something with. And then I will fold that up and put that in my rainbow bucket. That way I can kind of come in here and I can look at all these different pinks. If I wanna do something scrappy, just pull that section out, and it's really nice. And this bin is packed full, as you can see. Like, I don't have much room on the sides of this bin, but it has all my fabric in it, and if I'm going to do something rainbowy or bright colors-y, I can just grab this bin off my shelf, bring it over here, work out of it, fold up anything that's left over, put it back, and then put it back on my shelf, and I'm good to go. So I'm really loving these bins. They are from Target. They've got little handles on the side, and they're just a perfect size. So these particular bins are about 10.5 by 12.5, and then they're about 5 inches tall. So I feel like they're the perfect size for fat quarters and fat quarter bundles. Of course, like I said, you can get a lot of fabric in one of these bins, but then it kind of keeps it all nice and organized. So I'm really loving this bin system. Then, as you all probably saw in my previous video, here are all of my scraps. Now I've got Christmas on the right and then colored coded on the left. And as you probably saw, I reorganized all of my scraps into these nice usable sizes and pieces. So now it's really easy for me to see what I have, what I don't have, and it just makes it a lot easier and more functional. Now here is my yardage section, and this is all of my backings and my bindings. So I really like that I have this section separate, and then above it is also my pressing station, and I do have a video on how to make that pressing board right there. I love having that really large pressing space. It's really nice and handy. And I get asked all the time how I store that, and you can probably see little pieces of cardboard sticking up out of the fabric. And so I'm going to show you how I fold that right now. It's a really great way to store your yardage, backing yardage, and binding yardage, and anything that you have that's larger than, like, say, a fat quarter or like a half a yard. So when I'm buying fabric for either my backings or my bindings, I'll usually buy like 4.5 to 5 yards for backings, usually just 5 yards to be safe. And then for bindings, I'll usually buy a yard to be safe. And so I like to be able to store that in a different area. That way, A, I know like visually that that's been kind of set aside for either binding or backing. And B, I also can tell that I actually have yardage of it, a lot of it. And so I don't want to fold it up and put it into my smaller bins. So I'll take my yardage just like this, and that's my salvage edge down there. And this particular one I have a couple pieces on, but I'll fold it up like this, and then I'll fold it down from the bottom. And then I have another piece under here that I've done the same thing with, and I'm just keeping it all together on here. And then I'll use these comic book boards. Now you may see these at like craft shows or anything like that, kind of in packages pre-cut, but honestly this is just a huge packet. Comes like in 100 of them for like $10, so just buy them off Amazon. They're just comic book boards, and they're kind of like a cardstock, but they're the perfect size for these like little mini bolts. And then I'll just flip this fabric over and just kind of roll it up like this. And then when I'm done, I have kind of a nice little mini bolt. And then what happens here is this bolt actually helps hold your fabric so it doesn't buckle when you're putting it onto your shelf. And so I'll just fold all of my binding and backing up just like this, put it on these little mini cards, gives it a little bit more stability, and then I put it over in my shelf where I keep all of my yardage. And then I know that that fabric is kind of set aside for either backing or binding. So it's really handy. Plus it looks super cute on my shelf. And then this isn't really fabric related, but I thought I would show you anyways. Back here on the wall, I have hidden a little hook, and I just hang my iron cord on there. And that way it kind of keeps it out of the way, but I can always find my cord for my iron, and it's not just on the floor, you know, just getting all over and in my way. So kind of a little handy side tip for you there. And then over here on the side of my yardage storage, I do have a couple of bolts of fabric. That tall one is kind of a natural cottony type fabric that I use for my bags. And then the other smaller bolt is my Moda Bella Solid 9900-97. All right, guys, that is how I keep all of my fabric organized and stored. I find it really functional and easy for me to just grab fabric and go this way. It's also a lot easier for me to keep it cleaned up afterwards, because as soon as I'm done, I just put everything back either in my scrap bin or in my main bins, and I'm good to go for my next project. So if you have any tips on how you organize and store your fabric, let me know in the comments below. That way we can all kind of share our ideas with each other. If you like this video, please make sure to thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time.